take a donut, you bite into one, you go, whoa, I'm not sharing that with anybody. I'm gonna eat this all myself. In 1955, my aunt and uncle started Congdons. They died shortly thereafter in an airplane crash, 3 or 4 years. My mom and dad took over. Finally, I talked Dad into actually selling me the restaurant. When Congdons first started, it was just an old takeout stand. It only ran during the summer. It was an old beat-up wooden building. It didn't even have a foundation. I think my Uncle Herb just kind of built it on a whim. But in gosh, had to have been 80-something, it blew up, a propane explosion. Luckily, nobody was hurt, but it flattened the whole building. The roof went up in the air, flipped over, and came right back down in the same spot. And then a few years later, I actually started a fire with a coffee maker that caused quite a bit of damage too. That was kind of my fault. Once we get to, I would say, the mid-'80s, we actually had more of a year-round building. And so we kicked it into year-round restaurant. Congdons Pancake Room, which was next door here, was a full-service restaurant, again, seasonally. And then the donut shop here was more of a donut shop takeout type of stuff. We kind of put them back together and then turned the Congdons into a full-service restaurant and still the takeout. Years later, the pandemic changed things around again, and we took out the full-service part and then went back to the donuts and takeout area. And so it really has come full circle from what it started in '55.
Thanks for choosing Congdons.
I grew up in this business from 10 years old, folding donut boxes, to working on the counter, serving donuts, to being in the dining room into college. I went off to college to business school, never really thinking I'd be back here. In 2008, Chris and I moved home from Colorado to start my career here. My dad and I have been running the business ever since, through the food truck part, through COVID, a lot of changes at Congdons, a lot of new systems, I think all for great improvements. We always have that Congdons mission in mind, which is delighting our guests in every way and every day.
Jill's grandparents have passed down sort of the traditions to her dad and now passed down to Jill and I. It's similar to our guests. Our guests have been coming to Wells, Maine for, decades. And now some of the traditions, like going to Congdons, they're passing down to their kids and their grandkids too, which is kind of cool. So you have this sort of generational legacy where Congdons is sort of a part of their fabric of, their vacation, and they're having a good time coming to Congdons, sharing a donut. And it's special to see sort of these stories that we get to hear from all our guests.
Love having guests come in and telling us their lifelong stories about how they used to vacation here with their grandparents and now they take their grandkids here.
I'm still old school, and I just think this is savoring the good old days, and I love it.
It's so special to have people that want to come from all over to try and, anything new that we have going on, or just have that special donut that they've always had that, reminds them of their grandma or whatever it reminds them of, the memories of the beach.
I have a lot of coworkers, a lot of people I know, and they think we're crazy for coming to Wells in the winter. But when I say we're going to Wells, Maine, inevitably their answer is, are you going to Congdons for donuts?
The tradition is, though, that, our donuts still taste like the same as they did 70 years ago.
The thing that makes the donuts special and stand out is that, number one, we're using high quality ingredients, and number two, we're still doing it sort of the old-fashioned way, which I think it's hard to do. It's not easy. So I think that's sort of one thing that's starting to separate Congdons from sort of some of these other shops around. We're not necessarily taking the easy path forward, and we're really focusing in on this legacy that's really worked for 70 years and really created consistent quality products for the guests. People might not realize how difficult the process is to actually make a raised donut. So there's a lot of different steps involved, which it starts with making, homemade, handmade dough, rolling the dough into balls, rolling it out flat, cutting the donut, letting it proof, letting it rise, and then frying it, and then eventually glazing it and getting it out front on the front counter. There's a series of steps involved on that raised donut. There's a lot of hands involved. And I think that sort of comes through when you see that on the rack or dripping with glaze, and it really is reflected in all the hard work that went into that donut and all the care that we put into the product that we're putting out there for our guests.
Guests will have a particular list of donuts when they come into the building.
Say thank you.
What kind they want to bring home to their family. family favorites. It's a testament to how many donuts we ship overnight. We'll go to LA, Tampa, Canada, or York Beach. I mean, we just want that donut.
One thing that has definitely grown over the years is our guests telling us they want more and more retail from Congdons, whether it's cups or t-shirts or bumper stickers or different kinds of stickers. People really love the different colors that we use and the new designs we try to put out each year. Every once in a while we try to put the classics back in so that they can get those as well.
Another big part of the fabric of Congdons is sort of the ties to the community. As an independent business that's been around for 70 years, we're very in tune and very sensitive to what it means to be a part of the Wells community. And we will donate to almost any event that we get asked to donate to. We'll try to do whatever we can for the community. And I think what you give is what you get back. And I think that's a big part of why Congdons is still around after 70 years. And it means a lot to Jill and I to continue that legacy.
One thing Congdons has always been very adamant about is teaching young people how to have different skills that they may not have otherwise just in their home. So we bring in kids, 14, 15 years old. We're trying to teach them just life skills of mopping the floors to serving guests and talking to people. We've really strived to be that first job for young people, and we've had so many people come back and say they loved their first job and it was always their favorite place to be, and that just makes us feel great and always want to kind of push with that mentality for the future.
I think people have had a lot of fun on social media. We run a tournament to find out what people's favorite donut is, and we get votes from people all across the country on social media. Typically honey dipped or chocolate raised are the champions, but this year Bavarian won in an upset.
The interesting thing is, as the 2 years have passed, how much Congdons has changed, and yet it remains that hometown good feel. You walk in, people are welcoming and friendly, and you can get good homemade food. There's a McDonald's right up the street, but who wants that when you can get a hot biscuit and egg and cheese here, not to mention the smiling faces and the homemade donuts.
Hi, welcome to Congdons. What can I get for you?
It's fun and exciting for us to, come to work every day and experience sort of this joy that the donuts bring people.
Everybody come here, support local, eat good food, make some new friends.